Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. The last match preview of 2024. And you look at this past 2024 and it's been a very weird year. It's been a very weird year because nobody was expecting us to be like this, to be in the second half of the table, basically for the majority of this first half, to have sacked three managers actually, and to ultimately be where we are today. And in fact, my first question, which I will give my answer to in this match preview is, what do we expect and what do we want to see and think to see our club in 1 year's time? In Christmas 2025, New Year's of 2025, where do we expect to be? And that's my question to everybody here in the live chat, in the comments. Let me know what you think, because I do have an answer to this question. I think if you date back to 1 year ago, nobody was thinking that we would have sacked Mourinho, appointed De Rossi, flourished with De Rossi, given De Rossi another contract, sacked De Rossi to appoint Juric, and then sack Juric after 2 months to get Ranieri back. I think nobody would have predicted the state of our 2024. So my question to everybody here is, in 1 year's time, where will we be? In 1 year's time, what will we have achieved? And I'll give you my answer to this question speaking about tomorrow's game, of course, which is the last game of the solar year. Let's get into it. I've got a lot of things to say. I am terrified by the fact that the microphone in front of me could lag like it did yesterday. If you're wondering where the video went yesterday, I rewatched the video and I was like muted for half of it, and it did not, like, I kept on hearing my voice, so it wasn't muted on my side. It was a very weird thing. I woke up this morning, I went to buy a new cable thingy. Hopefully it'll be fine, but I'm terrified by the idea that this microphone could abandon me anytime soon. Do let me know if there are any issues with the audio. But of course, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your little thoughts and your little expectations when it comes to tomorrow's game. And let's get into this. Right. I think looking at the league table, both of these teams have been disappointing this season. I think both of these teams are built for higher positions. I don't need to say this. I think the roster says it. I think the investments on both sides prove it. I think Roma and Milan again, this is kind of another derby of disappointment, if you'd give a name to it. It's a classic of Italian football. It's a cracking game tomorrow evening. I cannot wait. But it's a very complicated state for both clubs. Obviously, we know what happened to us, but I would not put Milan as very different to us. You know, yes, Milan are a few positions ahead of us, but Milan have got a lot of problems. And if Ranieri is trying to solve these problems and trying to sail this ship through this thunderstorm, I really don't see Fonseca doing this. So you would actually argue, some of you would argue that Milan, as of today, are in a worse state than us. And I could buy that argument. This is a game of which nobody was expecting both these teams to be this low. Looking at the league table, this is a big chance for Roma, because if you get 3 points tomorrow, you would get closer to Milan, something which a few months ago looked absolutely impossible. I keep saying this, we won't get relegated, even though the possibilities are mathematically there. I don't think we're gonna get relegated. I've been saying this for about a month now. I reckon our end of season objective in the league will be around Milan, around Bologna, probably also around Fiorentina, who will collapse a bit, also due to the fact that they don't have Bove anymore. Yeah, Fiorentina aren't the same team as the start of the season. So at the end of the day, I think the competition will be with these teams. Winning tomorrow is a big chance. It's a big chance for Ranieri. It's a big chance for the players. It's a massive chance to also mentally prepare for a great start of 2025, a great psychological start. You've started in 2025 with a derby, so if you go to Milan, get 3 points, you're presenting yourself to 2025 like this. And I would say that this is a massive chance to take, because this is a very winnable game. You know, Milan away, yes, we all know, again, them in the Europa League last season, we absolutely destroyed them home and away. De Rossi masterclass at San Siro, De Rossi masterclass at home, with a Lukaku and Dybala masterclass as well. That was probably the peak of our 2024. But again, I feel like we can win tomorrow's game. Like, I'm in a position where, if, let's say we draw tomorrow's game, of course it depends on the game you play, on the performance you pull, but I would be tempted to say that if you get 1 point tomorrow, I see it as 2 wasted points rather than 1 collected point. Normally, away day at San Siro for me is, especially in these recent times, if we get a point, I'll take it. It's a complicated away game in the biggest theatre of Italian football, a temple of Italian football, always tough to be there, let alone the fact that we don't win away games. So on any other game, I would have probably gone, I would have signed on a piece of paper for a draw, considering our season. I would probably be delusional here and say, I will be bad if we draw tomorrow, because we can win tomorrow's game, and we need to win tomorrow's game. Let alone the fact that Milan are living the situation that they are. Part of me thinks that the players don't want Fonseca anymore and they're trying to get him sacked. Adding on to that, Leao is not available, Pulisic is not available, Theo Hernandez is not the same gravy this season. I'm sorry, but he's just not. And adding on to this, Giroud, which they had last season, is better than Morata. If you don't win against Milan tomorrow, you will never win against them tomorrow. Which is why tomorrow is a massive chance to get 3 points in a game which, in any other season, getting 3 points in Milan will look like an absolute, voyage. Going to Milan, getting 3 points, coming back to Rome, a heroic voyage. This season, it's not like this. I think if we win tomorrow, I'd be massively happy. But I think it's a very winnable game. And you need to exploit the massive difficulties that they have and that they are encountering week in and week out to try and get something out of tomorrow's game. I really think that we can win tomorrow's game. I really do. Milan are missing half their squad and they don't want Fonseca anymore. The club has got immense debt problems, number one, but internal problems again. I think Ibrahimovic, Zlatan in that position is wasted. He can't be. The biggest mistake that they made was sacking Maldini and Massara, which chose the players which ultimately gave them a league title in 2022, which I think in any other season they would have never won that league title. I think they were the best team in Italy, but a massive, a lot of luck in that league title race for Milan. So yeah, they weren't as dominant as Inter or Napoli were the season they won it. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's a massive chance for us. It's a massive chance for Claudio. This is a big game, and I'm very ready for it tomorrow evening. I will be, I think losing tomorrow, again, it always depends on the performances that you pull, but I would actually say that if you lose tomorrow, you've got no dignity. I really would. If you lose tomorrow, you've got no dignity. Because in a moment of time where you need to get a spark, you need to give a sense of momentum to this spark, which hopefully will build into a more mechanized system in 2025. If you lose tomorrow, I don't think we'll lose tomorrow. That's my prediction for you there. I don't think we'll lose. I'm not going to go as far to say that we'll win, but I think we can win, but I don't think we'll lose. And I think losing tomorrow with the classic away performance is a team that has no dignity. You need the spark, and with a better game than tomorrow's game to get this spark going. So I'm massively ready for it. But again, few words on Milan. As I said before, the state of it are bad. Oh shit. I think it just, okay. Few words on Milan. I'd probably say, yeah, very bad state. Very similar state to us. Yes, they've got more points than us. They've got 7 points more than us, which is why winning tomorrow, you'd close the gap to 4. It's a massive. Tomorrow's a massive game. Tomorrow's an absolutely massive game. And you know me, I keep on saying how in the league you can't achieve more to some extent due to the mistakes that you've made. But tomorrow's game is a massive game. A massive game. I expect a good performance after that 5-0 against Parma. Again, you've got the Christmas ghosts and the Christmas mysteries. I always hate games after Christmas because you never know how much these players rested. But it's a game to take with all seriousness because, yeah, I really want to try and get something out of tomorrow's game. Yeah, Milan are missing Leao, Pulisic. Theo Hernandez will start, Fonseca confirmed, but Theo Hernandez fell out with Fonseca and Theo Hernandez wants to leave. He's not the same Theo Hernandez. Their defense is shambolic. Theo Hernandez can't defend this season. Gabbia got bullied by us home and away last season. Gabbia and Thiaw as defensive pivot, as defensive double pivot is terrible. They've got Emerson Royale, like one of the most useless players that I think Milan have bought in their history. Defensively, they're shambolic. The only way they get something tomorrow is if Rangers hits the day. Rangers, their best player this season. Rangers, Fofana, double pivot in the middle to send balls long to Morata. The only thing which I would say is Morata with no Pulisic and no Leao is very isolated. The moment you put 2 men on him, Morata's completely isolated. You know, tactically and technically, tomorrow's game can go on our hand. Tomorrow's game is a game that we could dominate. I really am confident when it comes to tomorrow's game. Jimenez will start ahead of Leao. Of course, they've got Tammy. Yeah, probably my biggest fear tomorrow is Tammy scoring. We let Bovis score. We let Lukaku score. We let Zaniolo score. According to this pattern, Tammy Abraham will score tomorrow. I will lose it if Tammy scores tomorrow. I will absolutely lose it. Yeah, don't let him score because I will get my arms off if he'll score tomorrow. My predicted 11 is this. Predicted 11 is this. Same predicted 11 as Parma. You can't change it unless a few players are injured. You just don't change a team, a formation, and the system which beat Parma 5-0. Parma's a team that Milan lost against, by the way. Not that that is relevant, but just to throw it out there. The formation, I think, not only will be this, but I think it needs to be this. Ndika, Hummels and Mancini at the backs, Villar in goal, Angelino on the left, Manu and Leandro in the middle. Salamakers, I want to see him. He gives that attacking threat that we need tomorrow because Milan are terrible in defense, as I keep on saying. So if you add quality, if you add threats in attack, you'll probably increase the chances of scoring. So I want to see him. Remember, Leao isn't there. Çelik normally does pull masterclasses against Leao. But Leao won't be there. Jimenez will start. So, yeah, defensively in these games, against Milan specifically, Çelik always has a good game. But starting Çelik means not starting Salamakers. I mean, you could start Salamakers instead of El Shaarawy and put Çelik there, but why are we so desperate? I don't think we are that desperate to actually want Çelik on the pitch. Surely we've not fallen that low. Like, surely we can't attack Çelik and then all of a sudden go, actually, I want him because he plays good against Milan. No. I don't want to see him. Put Salamakers there. El Shaarawy, Dybala, double pivot behind Dovbyk. I think it's as simple as that. My only doubt could be Pizzilli ahead of El Shaarawy. My only doubt is that. Pizzilli could start ahead of El Shaarawy. But does Pizzilli offer the same offensive threat as El Shaarawy? I'm not sure. And you need to put threat tomorrow because I'm repeating it a third time. Milan are probably one of the worst defenses in the league considering their caricature. And they've got a terrible defense. Absolutely terrible. We need to attack. Also, can I say, I don't want to see Dovbyk. I don't want to see Dovbyk. I don't want to see the classic Dovbyk isolation game. Because it worked against Parma, okay. It didn't work against Lecce, in fact, because he didn't start. Yes, their defense is bad, but it's Milan away. If you play with that system of only putting crosses into Dovbyk, I think we'll have difficulties in scoring. I think the beauty of that formation is that it's a fast transition formation. So I want to see Dovbyk kind of present in the way we transition or attack, and not just isolated, stranded in the box, waiting for crosses. Do you remember that goal that Dybala scored? Of course you'll remember, because it was probably the best goal that we scored in this solar year. The goal that Dybala scored in that return leg against Milan, that gem. How did that goal start? Lukaku contributing to the transition, knocking Gabbia down. I remember that as it was yesterday, because it happened in front of my eyes. Lukaku helping the transition, long ball, little flip around to Hernandez, knocks Gabbia apart, Dybala gets the ball outside the box, and belts it in. Why can't Dovbyk do what Lukaku did last season? And there were games that Lukaku was isolated in, but there were games where Lukaku contributed in our attacks. Dovbyk has got probably a very similar stature, physique to Lukaku. That's what I mean. I want to see Dovbyk more present, because he can be more present, but he just needs the confidence and the support. So that's the lineup I want to see tomorrow. Look, going back to what I was saying at the start, kind of ending this match preview, ending our season, ending our year. At the start I said, nobody 365 days ago would have probably guessed or predicted where we would be today. The fact that exactly 1 year ago we had Mourinho on our bench is absolutely wild. And the fact that exactly 1 year ago, all of us were not aware that we would have changed 3 managers and be 10th in the league is something unbelievable. So, Christmas 2023, moving into 2024, nobody was expecting the position that we were in today. Christmas 2024, moving into 2025. What does everyone expect from this club? Where will we be in Christmas 2025, moving into 2026? I've got 2 things that I want to see in this season, in moving into this year. The number one thing is, it's an ultimatum to the owners. Now the owners won't sell unless the stadium gets blocked. We already know this. But I think 2025 needs to be an ultimatum to these owners. If by Christmas 2025, this club hasn't, in a sense, revitalized, in a sense, restored to the prestige that kind of Mourinho left it, Di Francesco left it, they need to go. So the first thing for me is that this coming year needs to be an ultimatum for the ownership, for the board, for the competence of this board. Now, this doesn't mean getting Champions League. No. Because I think I was having this discussion with my cousin on Christmas Day, and my mum absolutely hates it when we speak about football on Christmas Day. But I mean, yeah, we had this chat with my cousin, and he's older, and he has a very smart point. He says, a team that is coming from 5 consecutive 6th positions or 7th positions in the league table can't expect to click one day and be in the Champions League next season. And that's something that you don't think about, because maybe, we're fans who ask Champions League, we want us in the Champions League, but it's true. If you've qualified 6th for 6 consecutive seasons, there's a reason for it. It means that you're not ready for the Champions League. So I'm not asking that by Christmas 2025 we need to be in the top 4, but I want a linearity and a coherence to the state of this club. And the second thing which links to this is, by Christmas 2025, it's pretty obvious that I want to see the same manager sat on the bench as the one that we will appoint in August. By Christmas 2025, I want the foundations of bringing Roma back great again laid down. I said this yesterday. I'm not sure if I'm going to repeat it because the audio cut out and everything yesterday. There will probably be another earthquake ahead. There will probably be another storm ahead. The first season next season will probably be another failure. It's about failure the first year, grabbing stability in year 2, and ultimately aim for a linear success in year 3 and year 4. If you don't follow this, seeing the state of our club today, we won't go anywhere. So for me, the most important thing next season is the ultimatum to the owners. And I want to see where we want to go, something that I can't see right now. I want to see what the foundations of our project are going to be. I want to start seeing where we will ultimately be in the long term. I want to start this massive, incredible journey of bringing back Roma to the levels that it deserves to be, to the greatness that it deserves to be. And this only happens if you're coherent. And if you acknowledge that you've made so many mistakes in these past 18 months, that you need to be better. And that the foundations have to be laid. And that the bases have to be seed planted. Okay? That's for me the most important thing. And I'll end it on that. Ghisolfi has proven he can't pick the right players. Ghisolfi has proven to have no knowledge of Italian football. That's a problem with him. I don't think all of us expected. I mean, we all knew this. We all knew this. You need a sporting director who knows Italian football. Then we can start debating about grabbing good players. Going to a pub in Toronto to watch the Milan game and Lazio game with the Roma club. Really excited. Shout out to you. It's a bit delusional, but I think we will get 4th or 5th in the league. I mean, it's not it's a bit delusional because we won't. And if you do believe in it, you'll probably get very disappointed in it. Yeah, no, we won't. What are you drinking? I've just came through live what the most important thing you said about the match. I'm going to end it for you to watch the video back. I'm going to catch you tomorrow with a match reaction. Hit the like, subscribe, massive game. I cannot wait. Let's end this shit house of a season, of a solar year in the best way possible. I would massively love a win tomorrow. It would massively help us. It's a massive chance to prepare the derby in about 1 week. Let's win. Let's get 3 points. And let's exploit their difficulties to play well and get 3 points. Catch. Oh my God. I kind of burped and coughed and yawned at the same time. I was about to choke. Catch you tomorrow. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. 100 likes and you're all legends. If you're watching live or not. Bye-bye. Enjoy your Saturday night. Talk to you soon.